There's a special kind of thrill that comes with haunted theme parks, a blend of excitement and fear that lures in thrill seekers year after year. But sometimes the true horror isn't found in the animatronic monsters or the cleverly staged jump scares. Sometimes it's the mind itself that becomes the scariest place of all. Imagine a group of teenagers bonded by curiosity and bravado who decide to explore the infamous Midnight Carnival. A theme park abandoned for decades, rumored to harbor spirits and shadows from beyond. The park is set to reopen for one night only, and the teens, eager for a frightening adrenaline-worthy adventure, sneak in just as the gates creak open under the blood-red glow of the setting sun. The air is thick with anticipation as they step onto the cracked pavement, their footsteps echoing through the silent midway. Rides stand frozen in time. A rusted Ferris wheel looms over them, carriages swaying in a wind that shouldn't be there. The carousel's painted horses grin with chipped teeth. Carnival games are covered in a fine layer of dust, prizes long since claimed by spiders and moths. At first, the teens laugh off the warnings and urban legends. Armed with their phones, they start a live stream, eager to capture whatever scares the park has to offer. But as they wander deeper, the park seems to come alive. Not with ghosts, but with their own deepest fears. Each attraction is tailored to them, as if the park has read their minds and drawn out their secrets. The first to falter is Riley, the brave one whose confidence masks a crippling fear of abandonment. Drawn to the tunnel of mirrors, Riley steps inside and is immediately surrounded by hundreds of reflections. But these mirrors don't just show Riley's face, they show moments from Riley's past. A father walking away, friends turning their backs, the cold loneliness of being left behind. The more Riley tries to escape, the more the mirrors close in, whispering doubts and regrets until reality and illusion blur. Next is Jamie, the joker of the group, always deflecting with humor. On the haunted roller coaster, Jamie is separated from the others. As the train lurches forward, the laughter from the animatronic clowns morphs into sneers and jeers, echoing the taunts Jamie endured in school. The ride becomes a looping nightmare, each turn amplifying Jamie's anxieties about never being taken seriously, about being a joke even to those closest. Meanwhile, Alex, logical and skeptical, finds themselves drawn to the House of Illusions. Inside, the laws of physics seem to warp. Rooms stretch and shrink, floors tilt and walls breathe. Alex's rational mind tries to make sense of the impossible geometry. But the harder they analyze, the more unstable the space becomes. It's as if the park is punishing Alex for needing control, forcing them to confront the terror of the unknown, of letting go. On the edge of the park, Sam, the quiet observer, discovers an old fortune teller's booth. The automaton inside comes to life, its glass eyes locking onto Sam. The fortune it delivers is not of wealth or romance, but of the choices Sam never made, the words never spoken, the lives that could have been lived. The booth's whispers grow louder, replaying memories of hesitation and missed opportunities, until Sam is paralyzed by the weight of regret. As the night deepens, the teens' phones glitch and die, their live stream cutting out just as viewers begin to sense something is wrong. The group, now separated and disoriented, start to realize that the real terror isn't the park's ghosts. It's the parts of themselves they'd rather keep hidden. The haunted attractions are reflections of their own minds, amplifying insecurities and vulnerabilities in ways no monster ever could. The park feeds on their fears, each attraction a psychological labyrinth designed to trap them in cycles of doubt and dread. Shadows flicker at the edges of their vision, indistinct but menacing. Laughter echoes through the empty rides, but it's not the laughter of thrill seekers. It's mocking, knowing, as if the park itself is alive and enjoying the torment. Desperate to escape, the teens begin searching for one another, calling out into the darkness. Their voices are swallowed by the thick fog that settles over the carnival, distorting sound and sense. When they finally regroup by the Ferris wheel, their relief is palpable. But the park isn't finished with them. The Ferris wheel groans to life, its lights flickering in a hypnotic pattern. The teens, exhausted and shaken, climb aboard, hoping to gain a vantage point to find the exit. As the wheel turns, the world below warps and shifts. From above, the park seems endless, looping back on itself, trapping them in a maze with no way out. As they rise higher, each teen is confronted by a vision outside their carriage window. A vision of who they could become if they let their fears define them. The images are vivid and unsettling. Riley, utterly alone. Jamie, laughing with no one. Alex, lost in a void of unanswered questions. Sam, fading away without a trace. The ride becomes a metaphor for their journey through the night. A cycle of fear, reflection, and, for those who dare, the chance to break free. The climax comes not with a supernatural showdown, but with a moment of choice. The teens realize that the only way out is to face their fears head on, to speak aloud the truths they have hidden even from themselves. One by one, they verbalize the thoughts that haunt them, breaking the park's psychological hold. The fog begins to lift, the illusions shatter, and the rides slow to a stop. As dawn breaks over the Midnight Carnival, the teens find themselves at the gates, battered but changed. Their phones buzz back to life, flooded with messages from worried friends and viewers who caught only glimpses of their ordeal. The haunted park fades into the morning mist, its secrets safe for now. But the experience lingers, a chilling story, not just of ghostly frights and nightmares, but of the real monsters that lurk within every corner and the courage it takes to face them. In the end, the Midnight Carnival's greatest trick wasn't frightening its guests, but forcing them to confront the darkness inside themselves. And in doing so, it offered them the most valuable prize of all, a chance to emerge, not unafraid, but braver than before. As dawn breaks over the eerie remains of the Midnight Carnival, flashing lights cut through the mist. Parents, police, and paramedics swarm the park, desperate to find the missing teens. The blaring sirens and urgent voices finally pierce the nightmare, guiding each teenager back from the brink. Reunited and shaken, they share tearful embraces, realizing the true power of facing their fears together. If you or someone you know is struggling, reach out. Help is always closer than you think. As dawn's first light creeps over the horizon, the Midnight Carnival's twisted attractions fade into eerie silence. The teens, once eager thrill seekers, now stumble from the ruins, forever changed by the night's harrowing trials. Each of them carries scars, but also a new strength, a bond forged through confronting their darkest truths. The carnival's horrors have shown them that fear isn't just a shadow in the dark, but a powerful force within, waiting to be understood and overcome. They look back one last time at the flickering lights and broken rides, realizing the carnival was never truly haunted by ghosts, but by the echoes of their own doubts and regrets. The night's ordeal has stripped away their masks, revealing vulnerabilities, hopes, and the courage to accept themselves and each other. With every step away from the cursed grounds, they carry a lesson. Bravery isn't the absence of fear, but the will to move forward despite it. As they reunite outside the park's rusted gates, the teens silently acknowledge the journey they've shared. What began as a reckless adventure for fame has become a rite of passage, proof that facing one's inner demons can be more terrifying than any haunted attraction. Yet, by standing together and speaking their truths, they discovered the power to break free from fear's grip. The Midnight Carnival will remain a legend, its secrets whispered among those who dare to seek it out. But for these teenagers, the real story is not about supernatural terror, but about the resilience of the human spirit. Their night at the carnival serves as a reminder to us all. Sometimes, the scariest places we journey are within ourselves, and the bravest thing we can do is to confront what we find there, side by side. And so, as the sun rises and the world awakens, the teens walk forward, not unscarred, but unafraid, ready to face whatever life brings together. Imagine yourself standing at the rusted gates of the Midnight Carnival, the chill of anticipation prickling your skin. The air is thick with the scent of old popcorn, and distant laughter echoes on the wind. Familiar, yet unsettling. As you take your first step inside, every shadow seems to watch. Every flickering light dares you to continue. What secret fear would this place reveal to you? Would you have the courage to face it, or would you turn away? But as the Midnight Carnival's twisted games unfold, the boundaries between reality and nightmare dissolve. Shadows flicker with inhuman shapes, and distant laughter becomes a chorus of anguished wails. Mirrors reflect warped versions of the teens, whispering secrets never spoken aloud. Rides spin uncontrollably, dragging them through visions of their worst memories, each scream echoing with something ancient and hungry. The park itself seems alive, its lights flickering to the rhythm of panicked heartbeats. Escape feels impossible, unless they confront the terror clawing from within.